Good morning, Jovi and Bonnie and Christiane and Rosa and Susanna. God bless you all. Alessandre and Lisa. What a beautiful morning. Yes, Jovi, you said the camera was very clear, but actually what's very clear is the atmosphere. It's just very clear. Lots of birds jumping, dancing around here. And then you have it's all very clear, you see. The atmosphere is very clear, not hazy. The weather is changing, little by little. Here we have Singapore very strong in the Duken Altum. So people, let's continue with our date harvest. And the work continues over here. And we have a new step to show you today. So the date trees, and now they've been trimmed, all the branches, and then the brooms, if you will, of dates. I'm not sure what the word would be used, the broom, it's like a broom. And then you have all these dates here and lined up here for the harvesting work today that we saw also yesterday. You can see the sun out through the olive tree here. Well, it's very thick. And then they're taking these boxes, they're cleaned with cloths individually. It's a lot of little work getting any dust that's off them, because we don't want that dust on them. These are culled ones that aren't working. They left the site very clean yesterday here. All the volunteers and the people from the staff who also volunteer time here. And how we're coming over here to see some of the yummy dates. Yummy. I'll have to put in that hashtag today. Yummy. So let's see, why don't we lift up this one here? You were Rachel yesterday, right? Okay, so Rachel, lift up the other one over there. The box. Yeah. Look at this, is the fruit. A box of yummy dates. Look at this. Yummy. Just bite into it right now. It's close enough to you. Bite into it right now. Yummy dates. And they see how the little threads were kept in it. A lot of them. That was the sisters who taught us about this. Showed us their method. They said it was better to leave on those little threads. And now we're going to see where, you see, the process is picking out all the ones that are ripe here and putting them into the box. And there are lots of ripe ones. You can help. Tell us which ones are ripe here. You see, you get the idea. And then this obviously leaves more space. These are piled a little too thick, actually. But the next table wasn't prepared for laying them out yesterday. That'll just delay the process a little bit. And then, there we go. This one now is in the process. It's halfway through. This one down here looks very good. So you see how the box starts filling up. And then a lot of them are just halfway done. There's a couple of other ones there that are done. So it's marvelous, isn't it? Marvelous, the work of creation, the process that nature goes through, and how this is all connected from the sun rays into our taste buds, through the chlorophyll, and right down into the nutritional value that's processed by our digestive system. And then we can smile. and we have strength, we have energy. They say that Bedouins can survive with 2 dates for a whole day in the desert with their flocks of sheep. So there's a lot of nutrition in a date. And I'm not being paid by the Date Society to have a commercial for dates here, you know. So people, that's the next step in the date harvest. We thank you very much, Rachel. And we're going to continue with our regular, because we have a very special day today. Today is a very special day. You know, the psalm today is, how great are the works of the Lord. And what are the works of the Lord? So we could say that the works of the Lord are the works of creation, the mountains. And I see some cattle over there, probably cows, because that's mostly what's over there. Right there, I see exactly where it is, just under that cave. See that cow in the center of the screen, 2 of them. The works of the Lord. How great are the works of the Lord? I mean, every organism is a marvel. Every atom is a marvel. How great are the works of the Lord? But actually, God himself gives the cue in the account of creation when Adam and Eve were created. Then he said, it wasn't just good, it was very good. So then the human being is the crowning work of the physical creation. But then you could say, okay, well, other things are very great, like the resurrection, obviously, the miracles, obviously, no question about it. How great are the works of the Lord. But there's one work of the Lord that's really hitting me very powerfully these days, and it's the work done in us. In us. In ourselves, we are already a major work of grace, but the work that's done in us, it's powerful. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And what's the work that's done in us? Boker Tov, Zidane. Sabah al-Khair. Good morning. Zidane is already in checking the irrigation of the trees. Over there, look at it. There he's working already. All the work that goes into our food production all over the world, people. How many people bend their backs for sowing and tending and harvesting? How many people bend their backs for our nourishment? How many people bend their backs for our enjoyment? Working all day in the heat, in the rain, in the wind. I remember my dad, God rest his soul, and we were going to school, so he was the one doing the work on the farm. But we would also help, obviously, on Saturdays and Sundays, and in the rain, and the sleet, and the cold. To think of that when you're having your steak, when you're having your lamb chop, when you're having your food. How great are the works of the Lord? Well, how great are the works of the Lord are also what God does in each of us through time. And it's not just the architectural work that a great architect does, a great artist does. It's also the work that is of transformation within us. Like just there as we were looking out, we saw materials composed and placed and ordered, so we had a beautiful inspirational moment. Or let a work of art. You know, here's a work of art. A woman who was expecting a child. And actually this is a very interesting spot to stop, and I hadn't planned on it at all. This artist is presenting Jesus' mother as pregnant, like the woman cried out in the crowd. Blessed the womb that bore you and the breast that nursed you. But the artist actually has combined in her shawl the Shroud of Turin. And that's a little bit what we're contemplating today. The work done in the heart of the mother, the incredible spiritual work done. So already her cloak, in certain senses, representing her sorrow at the cross, as Jesus' body is wrapped in that burial cloth, the Shroud of Turin. That's the design from it, that's at the bottom of the cloak there. And what's the greatest work that will be done in your life? Is it a bridge you'll build? Is it a piece of music you'll play? Is it a book you'll write? And you might never write a book or build a bridge or play an instrument. What's the greatest work that's going to be done in you? And it's really a work of faith and hope and love. And this is what we see in the heart of this mother who was faithful to the end, standing at the cross. Yesterday we had the exaltation of the cross. But you see, the great works that God did, like being crucified and risen from the dead, was not for him, it was for us. Because it was just a step he was doing to accomplish something marvelous in us, that we would be transformed. This is what God's about. He's about us, transforming us. This is what he's up to. Transforming us. And the path of transformation actually happens very often more effectively through suffering than through great successes and joys. That also is blessed, to be transformed through joys and delights and successes. It's great. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Who's not going to say that it's wonderful? But on the other hand, we grow a lot more spiritually when we go through a trial and we're faithful. Actually, love also between couples. If everything's hunky-dory and going wonderful, okay, they have a great relationship, they're enjoying life, they're having a great time. But when they go through suffering together, or suffering for one partner for the other, and that married couple, it's a very different story. And to be there at the cross in that suffering, you know, it's amazing. What happens with suffering is we have to let go of stuff, you know. Just in the process of aging, because we have to let go of so much. We can no longer run like an Olympic runner. We can no longer do as many things as we did before. Here we have two of our volunteers enjoying the sunrise. Mary Claire and Guadalupe. So this is the great mystery of today, is a mystery of contemplating God's work in human beings, and starting out with his own mother. Because, okay, you know, the angel comes and says, you're going to be the mother of the son of David, and he will sit on a throne forever. And then to endure the type of throne, which is a cross where he is crucified, and watch that going on. Like, how can you, without faith, without hope, blessed is she who believed. These are all words of Scripture. And the belief, deep faith, gives us the strength to hope against all hope. And hope can prevail. And stand firm, like these trees in storms. It's amazing how trees are so rooted. And storms can blow so violently. And there's so much like sails of a boat on those trees with all those leaves. So they catch a lot of wind and they're swaying, but they hold in the swaying storm. And the birds' nests are still secure up there. And this is the vocation of a mother and a father in a family. How often are there big storms, and how the parents protect their children? How they keep that nest safe and sure and beautiful and protect life. How many sacrifices doctors and nurses have made this last couple of years. It's just amazing the solidity of that commitment. And faith and hope produce love. Faith is the basis for hope, because if we don't have a faith framework, a life of faith, then our hope doesn't have the rootedness it needs to hold out in the storm, to endure the pain, to wait for the promise to be fulfilled. You could Abraham. And then we have a whole history of people ahead of us coming out of Egypt, going through 40 years in the desert, so many years of a tumor, going back again, third time for radiation, for cancer. You know, that endurance, we see people enduring, and we see the church enduring for thousands of years. God's people enduring for so long. This is what it's about. And this is the great beauty of faith, hope, and love. Because then, rooted with faith, strong in hope, we can lay down our lives for the other. We can endure, and in that process we're being purified deeper and deeper and deeper. Our faith is growing stronger, our hope is growing stronger by its being exercised, and our love is growing because it's an increasing commitment all the time. So then we can just look at our own situation, our own history, and see how God has been taking us along through the trials of life. And maybe we've had our moments of doubt, maybe we have hesitated, maybe we didn't figure that we could trust God that much. But little by little, really, God is the only one we can trust definitively, profoundly. He's the one that gives us the source for trust in every other person. Even to trust in a criminal, that this person can become renewed. You see parents working with children who have major disabilities, and how they work for years and years and years, and the fruits are beautiful, are absolutely gorgeous, are wonderful, are delightful, are so encouraging for all of us. People, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a delight that you are here, and we'll say goodbye, and may you be blessed with this company. And this day is also a day of great celebration in many religious communities. Traditionally, we made our vows. Mine was on the 27th of September because of scheduling need back in 1976, but many of our community have done their vows on this day, so we pray a lot for them. God bless you. See you later, alligator.